Hey, my name's Jedith, and this is an in-depth look at Devourer. World of Warcraft Midnight is coming early 2026. With it comes a brand new third spec for Demon Hunters called Devourer, along with a new race option for Demon Hunters, Void Elves. The Devourer Demon Hunter is a new mid-range DPS spec focusing on Void and Cosmic damage. It uses a hybrid playstyle with both ranged and melee abilities, making it feel familiar but also a breath of fresh air at the same time. WoW has never had a DPS spec like this before. If you've always dreamt of embracing the Void, practicing the dark cosmic arts, and, well, shooting a massive blue laser beam from your face, you're gonna love Devourer. So, how does it work? Devourer gameplay revolves around two resources, Fury and Soul Fragments. You're probably wondering how we got here, and that's a fair question. Let me see if I can explain how Demon Hunters have become Devourers in under 1 minute. Then we can get back to the nerdy stuff and I'll teach you how to play it. In the War Within's final major patch, we travel to Koresh, the homeworld of the Ethereals, where we run into an Illidari demon hunter named Adaris Duskblaze.
I've sacrificed everything.
Adaris developed a bit of an interest in the cosmic powers of the Void and befriended a Void Elf named Leona Darkstrider along with her leader, Magister Umbric, in hopes of learning a thing or two. The agreement was that Adaris would teach the Void Elves the secret of the Illidari, allowing them to become future demon hunters, and in return, they'd teach Adaris to wield the powers of the Void. Now, fast forward a bit, and Adaris attempts to absorb a Koreshi Void fragment. What could possibly go wrong? Instead of letting the Void flow through him, Adaris tries to control it, and of course, the ritual backfired. The cave starts to collapse, Adaris is going berserk, and you, the player character, have no choice but to punt Adaris into the portal that he opened, and disaster is prevented. The next time we see our buddy Adaris is the Soul Hunters encounter in the Manaforge Omega raid, where we get our first taste of Void-themed Demon Hunter attacks, giving players not so subtle hints towards the upcoming new third spec. Alright, where was I? Devourer gameplay revolves around entering Void Metamorphosis to cast Collapsing Star while managing two resources, Fury and Soul Fragments. Soul Fragments are what allow you to enter meta and cast Collapsing Star, while Fury is what dictates how long you're able to stay in meta form. To enter Void Metamorphosis, we need to collect Soul Fragments. If we take the talent Soul Glutton, we'll require less Soul Fragments to enter Void meta, but our Fury will drain faster, meaning we spend less time in meta, but enter it more often. If we take Emptiness, we gain lots of haste, meaning our casts are faster, more frequent, and we can stay in meta for a longer period of time because we're generating more Fury. So how do we generate Soul Fragments? The most straightforward way is the ability called Consume. This spell generates both Soul Fragments and Fury, and can be cast while moving. Cool, right? We wouldn't be Demon Hunters without having speedy movement capabilities. As you use Consume, you'll notice all of those Soul Fragments landing on the ground in front of you. You can run around to pick them up. You totally have that freedom, but even better, you can use the ability called Reap, which will automatically collect Soul Fragments off the ground when you use it. So you're casting Consume, using Reap to collect Soul Fragments, and all the while you're generating Fury. Once you get enough Fury, you'll be able to use one of the coolest abilities we have, Void Ray. By the way, the Void Ray ability icon has a man on it, so obviously we call him Raymond. Well, that's what I call him at least. Void Ray uses all of your Fury to shoot a huge voidy frontal beam just like Havoc's eye beam and turns the mobs into Soul Fragment pinatas. So far what I've described has played like a pure spellcasting spec, but now we can start to weave in the additional melee combo mechanics. Devourer has a 3-ability combo that can be added in to bring the mid-range hybrid playstyle to life. Void Blade is a single target ability that can be juiced up with talents and pulls you right into melee range. After Void Blade is used, that ability turns into a new ability called Hungering Slash, which is a big 360-degree AoE slash and grants you a free use of Vengeful Retreat, the final step in the combo, to vault you back out from melee range to continue casting. The Hunt can also be used in place of Void Blade to start the sequence. Yeah, that's right, Devourer has their own Void version of the Hunt. So the sequence is Void Blade, or the Hunt, into Hungering Slash, into Vengeful Retreat. At this point, you'll have enough Soul Fragments to enter Void meta, like we talked about earlier. Once you enter meta, you're racing against the clock as your Fury begins to drain faster and faster. The longer you stay in meta, the faster that bar starts to empty. Once it reaches 0, you fall out of meta form and start the process again. Your number one goal inside of meta is to cast Collapsing Star. After entering meta, you now need to collect enough Soul Fragments each time you want to cast Collapsing Star. Now this is where things get a little insane. Each consecutive collapsing star used while in void meta increases its damage every time. So play your cards right, generate enough soul fragments, and you'll be obliterating everything in sight with collapsing star. Generating soul fragments is done the exact same way that you did outside of Metamorphosis. The only difference is now all of your abilities have transformed into their supercharged versions and do extra damage. Now, instead of Void Ray requiring Fury to use, it's on a cooldown and actually pauses your Fury drain, helping you stay in meta form longer. So that's your basic gameplay loop for Devourer. Generate soul fragments, enter void meta, cast as many collapsing stars as you can. Rinse and repeat. Now let's take a look at Devourer's 2 hero talent tree options. First, let's dig into the newly renamed Void Scarred talent tree. These talents revolve around enhancing your melee combat by incorporating void surges, deadly explosions that happen around your character while executing your melee combo. This tree also encourages frequent void meta by providing you with bonuses upon entry. This is where that Spec tree capstone talent, Soul Glutton, really shines by reducing the soul fragment cost of void meta and allows you to enter meta much more often. Now, the other hero talent tree option is Annihilator. This tree focuses on empowering Reap and Collapsing Star. You'll be calling down Voidfall meteors from the sky to do massive AoE damage, as well as put on an impressive light show for your friends. Annihilator encourages you to focus on longer Metamorphosis uptime and goes hand in hand with Emptiness. Then to bring it all together, we have Apex talents, which are new in the Midnight expansion. These talents enhance your Collapsing Star even further by guaranteeing that they crit, increasing the damage that those crits do, and automatically giving you a cost-free use of Collapsing Star every time you enter meta. If you like this video, you can find more of my content at youtube.com/JedithTV. Link will be down in the description. I hope you enjoy Devourer and everything Midnight has to offer.